There we go. Target species, first cast. A beautiful female thornback ray. How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to a new session. No, as you can tell, it's not Chesil Beach. It's the mighty Bristol Channel. It's a Monday evening. I've got a few hours after work. We got a high tide of 12.5 meters and we've definitely got a chance. My name's Wayne. This is the mighty Bristol Channel. Let's go fishing. Just pop the legs off his peeler crab a minute. Nothing to see around here. How are you? How you doing? Firstly, thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for all your kind feedback. As I've said to you, I've been doing this for almost a year and a half now, but I've been posting videos for just over a year and I've not had any bad feedback. It doesn't mean that I think I'm invincible, but you guys are really kind to me and I really appreciate it, because like you, I'm a normal person, and if everyone was horrible to me, I wouldn't do it. That's not a key for the people who don't like me to start being horrible. I know who you are anyway. But there you go. Peeler crab, cut in half. Take all the shell, legs, everything off. Let me just bind some elastic around. Keep all that juices in. Remove that because I don't want to get juices. I've actually got fine elastic here. I should have got my medium out, but it should be fine. So just like before, slice the crab in half on the back, not right the way through, just nip it, fold it back, put it through a bait needle like I'm doing, and then apply some Baytex, which is not elastic, it's latex. There you go, that's the first part. Get your hook. Obviously I've got a 4OJ hook and a 3O circle held with my tubing. The fat end of the crab, you want going forward to aid with your casting. Thumb on the eye of the hook, and then we just want to concentrate on the shank of the hook first. I know we've done this lots of times, but I'm getting quite a lot of new people watching my videos, and it's a fishing video. I need to add stuff like this. As you know, the fishing can be quite hard, and sometimes this makes up most of the video, but as a coach I like to show you these sort of things to help you at home with your fishing. If I was just to come out and catch you fish and not do any of this, it wouldn't really help you out. It'd probably frustrate you more knowing or not knowing how to do this to help you with your own fishing. So anyway, there we go. The J hook's in, pop the circle down, pop it through, bim-ba-doom, like so. Keep it all streamlined. There you go, look at that. That's one peeler crab on a 4-foot pulley pennel on a circle hook held with my tubing, ready for a Bristol Channel spring bass. So if my ass keeps hanging out. Sorry if my ass keeps hanging out, for some reason I think I've put on weight. My clothes aren't fitting me. Now we've got a new tumble dryer. I just smacked everything in there and now I've got like size age 5 to 6 trousers. As you can imagine, my missus is well happy. So that's my excuse. So if I look like I'm not fitting into my clothes, it's not me, it's my clothes, all right? Do you believe that? It's up to you, you know? There you go, everyone. There's my bait, clipped in the splashdown, ready to go. Let's get it out there. As I've said, I don't really need to hit it very far. It's still quite shallow. and a lot of the fish, especially bass, are in nice and close. If I whack this one, it will plug in the mud and I struggle to get it back. So what I need to do now, even though I didn't belt it high and I'm only using a 5-ounce gripper, I need to just pop it out. There you go, just like that. And there we are. Put the ratchets on, just in case we get a nice big bass or a thornback run off with it, to make sure my rod doesn't get pulled out the rest straight into the rocks, because it can happen. On the second rod, I'm going to put a squid out. As you can see, I put a squid on a bait needle, just like so. Get the elastic on, and then on this rig, it's still a 4-foot pulley, but I've got a 5/0 and a 4/0 circle, as I'm using whole big squid baits. So there you go, J hook. As you will see, I folded the head over and bound all the tentacles to the body to make it nice and streamlined. Keep everything frozen. I've done this before with you. If you keep everything frozen, one, you can reuse it like I am here, and secondly, it stays nice and aerodynamic and it's easier to cast, and you don't get covered in goo and you don't lose all the scent as well. So a lot of people I know defrost all their bait the night before and it just fills your box up with all the juice, and that's all the fish has got to go on, I'm afraid. The juice in the scent trail. So if you keep everything frozen, it defrosts in the water, releasing all that lovely juice. Just right, just what the fish are looking for. And then what I'm going to do here, I've not used any of my tubing because the shank of that 5/0 is too thick. So I'm just going to twist it round 2 or 3 times. Because I've got a fixed bait with elastic, this won't move. And there you go. There's a whole squid ready for a beautiful thornback ray, or even a double-figure cod, if we're lucky. It's very humid today. There's loads of flies everywhere. I'm not sure if you can pick that up on camera. I call them like thunder flies. They're like little fruit flies, but they're everywhere. And they're pretty horrible. It's like being in Scotland, like midgies. But at least these guys don't bite you. So what I'm going to do with this one, just the same as before. I've got a bit of tide now, as you can see, on the tip of that rod. Got a nice angle, a nice bend. This one, I'm just going to pop it out there again. This time I've got a 6-ounce gripper, as I'm using a bigger bait. Just put this in the splashdown. Just show you it ready to go. And there you go. Just ready for a thornback ray. Hopefully. So as of before, the tide's running from left to right, so I'm just going to walk up a little bit, cast up there to give it a chance to settle, and the line lay to come round right out in front of the rods. I don't need to hit it miles. Not yet anyway. A bit later on, over high, I'll put it a little bit further out, but for now, I just need to plop it out there. No need to take my mags off. Just a little gentle flick. Nice little spinner. Trouble with using squid bait. There you go. Splosh. Nice to leave a little bit of line out there for the tide to take it, so your bait is led nice along the bottom. And there we are. Relax. Both rods in the water, a spare rig baited up with a peeler crab. Sit back, put the radio on and relax. The best bit. Getting attacked by loads of flies, but apart from that, very chilled. Just a mere ripple on the water this evening. No wind at all. It's absolutely stunning. I'm not actually using my mics this evening, so if it sounds a little bit different, or every now and again we catch a little bit of wind, I'm sorry about that, but when it's conditions like this, I don't really like using the mics. The more things you use when you're out filming, the more that can go wrong. So when it's settled like today, I'll just use the camera on its own, and I've definitely got no trouble then. Well, never say never, but everything should be just fine. But yeah, it's beautiful. I'm pretty confident. As I said to you before, first cast, last cast, over the top of the tide. If we're going to get one, I expect to see a conger eel. As I mentioned before in the Bristol Channel, conger eels are not really designed and shaped for really strong tide. So over low water and high water, they seem to come out and feed, especially on big tides like today. Wow, first cast, a bit like Chesil the other day. Got a bite already on the left hand rod. Nice, there you go. On the whole squid. That could be a thornback ray, everybody. There's no rush. There you go, slack line. So he's taking my lead out. Let's have a look at this, shall we? He's running off down tide. First cast. Nice bit of weight. Get it up off the bottom. As I said, you can't really enjoy fish in the Bristol Channel. It's not like Chesil. Just got to get them in. I don't want this fish to stay deep. Pull him back. Trying to hug the bottom. I need to get him up in the tide. I might struggle here. This fish is staying so deep. I might struggle to get it in because it's still quite shallow. Going off down tide. Bastard. Come on, son. As I said, sometimes they stay deep. It was fishing. Yeah, I got it. Woohoo! Yeah, nice form back. I'll just go and grab it. There we go. Target species, first cast. A beautiful female thornback ray in the mighty Bristol Channel. She's absolutely nailed that squid bait. Look, got her on the circle hook. Someone's shooting back there. I mean, that was like the OK corral here. But anyway, there's a 40. I'll get her back. That's a beautiful fish. And there we are, we're off the mark. Cheers, everyone. But now, I might get shot in a minute. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. So we've had the flood tide. We've just gone over the top of the tide now. No congers, I'm afraid. I thought I might have got one over the top of the tide. As I said, when it slacks off, the congers come out and feed. And now the tide started running again. Obviously it's ebbing out, so it's going from right to left now, and it should pull really hard, and we should definitely get some tide. And where we get tide, do you know what we get? We get fish in the Bristol Channel. But look, I'm going to keep fishing. I'll keep trying. If I get any bites, I'll bring you straight back. Hopefully tonight we can get some nice action on camera. We've already had one of our target species, so I'm out fishing. I'm not getting wet. It's not really windy, and I've caught a nice thornback. What more can I ask for? Maybe a bass and maybe a codlin. It's got a little bit of weed coming down on the ebbing tide. You get that quite a lot in the Bristol Channel. You get it pretty much everywhere as well. The turn of tide, normally the bottom or the top, you get a little bit of weed. My line has pulled down tide. I'm not saying it's a fish, it's probably weed, but I'm going to check it anyway. Definitely not a fish, I don't think. This is the tide. I'll change the bait anyway. It's definitely quiet. One bite, one fish. I'm not moaning, it's absolutely beautiful, as you can see. The sun is shining on whales. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but it looks beautiful. And there we are. I've got a bait ready. I'll get it out and keep fishing. I've probably got about 45 to 50 minutes left. I'll keep trying. If I get any bites, I'll bring you back. We've definitely got a chance. As I said to you before, first cast, last cast, over the top of the tide for congos. We missed obviously the first cast. I caught a thornback. Top of the tide, didn't get anything, but the last cast is definitely important here, and we could catch a nice fish. So I'm not giving up yet. I've definitely got hope that we could get a bass, or maybe even another thornback ray. Just baiting up the other rod with the squid, the ray rod, and my ratchet went. I looked up and the crab rod pulled down and come back. I'll leave the camera on. I'll just get this one out. Definitely a bite there. I would have thought if it was a bass, it would have just nailed it. I'm not sure what it was. Might be a little eel or a doggy. I literally chucked this one about 40 yards out, hoping for a bass in close. Definitely a bite. I looked round and the rod was over, and then it just popped back up. Might have dropped it. Pretty strange. So I got a bite again on the crab rod, the left hand rodlet. It's a strange bite. It's really weird. But a couple of good pull downs, then nothing. Still there. Might just be a bit of weed now on the line. Whoa. Quite a lot of weed in the water at the moment. Definitely got a bit of weed on here, but I might have a fish as well. You can see the weed in the water. Oh, I can just feel the edge of the rocks. Yeah, got another ray. Oh, that's another fish, everyone. And there we go, another thornback ray. Let's sort this one out. Probably leave this rod in now. Just fish for one for the last half an hour. We've got another fish, everyone. And there we go. That's ray number 2. Not as big as the last one. Another female, and she's absolutely munched that crab. That was out there for a bass, but that's fine. Second ray of the night, second bite, second fish. And there you go. That's what we've been fishing over. As you can see, the tide's dropped back now. Pretty insane. That's why you've got to keep the fish up. Keep them going. I've got one rod left out. What I'm going to do is bring that in now. I'll do a little outro. I'll thank you for watching my videos as per normal. If I've got any fish on it, or a fish, I'll bring you back as well. But if not, I'll be sat on my box, or I might be in my van. We'll do a quick outro, and I'll see you again somewhere next week.